I would go every day. I had, they got some macaroni and cheese baked with some type of meat in it, some seafood meat or something. Man, that stuff is the bomb.
People in this part of Decatur have become accustomed to seeing the food truck operating out of an old school bus.
They only came out at night, so I figured something went right.
Now I'm not going to go over there anymore until they get legal.
I need you to slide right here up under these comments and type in oyster. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to see you in the DM. I'm going to show you exactly where we at.
Surprisingly, the business is still promoting pop-up locations on Instagram, even after being cited. The county is aware and is investigating.
It don't make me feel good, because that one thing about seafood and this heat, it'll kill you.
If you are renting out your food truck, please make sure, for the love of God, that these people get their own license. What people fail to realize is they try to avoid getting licensed under their name so that they don't deal with the government or whatever the case may be, the state, what have you. But you're killing yourself when you're doing that. You're basically shooting yourself in the foot. The reason why I say this is because God forbid something were to happen and you're renting this food truck out to someone, it's gonna fall under your name, not them, because they never registered their business. So if you're going to be renting your food truck out, please make sure that they are required to license the food truck under their name. That way nothing happens under your name, and also provide insurance, all those details, because if something happens to this truck, that's it for you. What happened to my client, y'all? They shut his business down. I'm so sick and tired of people. I'm honestly so sick and tired of people. People are haters. Okay, so let me tell you what happened to my client, y'all. The inspector done pulled up on his ass. Like, I'm sorry I'm cussing, but yeah, they pulled up on his ass. Someone had to snitch, because inspectors don't just show up for nothing, let me tell you. They show up for something. Somebody tipped them off and they show up. They don't just, strolling by and let me see what's going on. No, you wouldn't even have noticed the location and what was going on had you not entered. Like, you got to go all up in it. Anyways, so my client calls me and puts me on the phone with the inspector, and y'all, when I tell you what she told me, oh my God. The inspector already knows who I am because I've licensed plenty of clients that she had to do inspections for, and so she already recognizes who I am and whatever. So my client puts her on the phone and she's like, Mizra, there's a couple things I need to discuss with you that I need you to relay to him, because he's, Latin, so I have to translate. The first thing is, when I pulled up, I saw one of his employees washing dishes and pots and pans outside. You're not allowed to wash dishes or anything outside. It has to be on your food truck here in Florida, because I'll tell you why in the next second. So she noticed that and said that when she noticed that, she also noticed a man-made funnel. This man-made funnel is where all the dirty water goes into. Now, when I say you can't wash dishes outside, I mean you're not allowed to wash anything outside if it's not like, first of all, it has to be enclosed, and you're mobile, so you have to do it inside the food truck. Your dishes and your pots and your pans have to be able to fit inside your 3-compartment sink. If your 3-compartment sink is not big enough for your dishes, they're going to require you to get a bigger sink. This actually happened to one of my clients, but anyways, I don't want to get off topic. So she saw the man-made funnel, and she was very surprised that they actually made that funnel, and legally you are not supposed to be dumping any type of wastewater, because you're essentially contaminating the environment, and also there's no control of pests or outdoor natural environments, so people can get sick. It's not sanitary, etc., etc. So on top of all of that, she also noticed that there were people cutting up fruit outside where there's a bunch of flies. Also, there were coolers outside for storage, which you're not allowed to have. And there was an entire trailer that was filled with things inside, like storage, dry storage, coolers, and things like that, which there's no problem with that. However, in the state of Florida, if you have a trailer that's simply for storage, it has to be licensed. The good thing is, a lot of people don't even know this, but you can actually have an extension to your floor plan and get it licensed if it's strictly for storage. So that way you're not doing stuff and putting it outside, because you're not allowed to do that. It'd be different if you had a restaurant business and, you have like everything built already in. You have plans for that. You've submitted that to the city and the county, and that's just how it is. But when you're mobile, you have to have everything on wheels, including storage. But that's just what happened. He's lucky that the inspector decided not to call the fire department or the county, because he's in county, he's not in city limits, because essentially you can get not only huge fines from the state Department of Business Professional Regulations, but you can also get huge fines from the county. The long story short of this is that they basically told him that he needed to wrap everything up and that he had about 3 hours to do all of that. So here we are getting ready to do another inspection, but now we have to submit the plans and everything all from scratch for the new trailer. And he typically opens 7 days a week. So now we just kind of have to deal with that. Stay tuned for part 2 on this video.